push up in a Rari with Ferrari, and you know BT. Ask your crush, do you like me? Mental health check, talk to me. Somebody got you effed up. Call and get it off your mind. Catch us in the A, turn us up while you in traffic slime. Welcome to the greatest show on earth. Yeah, this the BallerAlert. Yeah, this the BallerAlert. Yeah, this the BallerAlert. Welcome to the greatest show on earth. Yeah, this the BallerAlert. Yeah, this the BallerAlert. Yeah, this the BallerAlert.
Broadcasting live from Atlanta, Georgia, the BallerAlert show. BT is out being famous. Drunky. I go by the name Ferrari. Simmons. Trae is in the building. B. Rich is in the building. What's up, guys?
Yes, sir. What's going on?
And we are back.
I didn't know that was happening.
No, it's cross promo. we can keep that going. You guys got the coolest sports podcast.
The number one sports broadcast, the number one sports podcast in Atlanta.
Yeah, Atlanta's number one sports podcast.
I definitely
sports and
100%
entertainment.
agree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man.
How you guys doing, man? We want to bring you guys on the BallerAlert show because we never did a sports pod before. All our stuff is just trending topics, news, talk, messiness, all type of stuff.
Yeah, we do all that too.
But I want to talk about it from the sports eye of view. You know what I'm saying? And you guys got a dope podcast. And we definitely going to get into a little music because I know you guys tapped in with the music. Because B. Rich, you definitely fit a profile that we got to talk about. Can we talk about your podcast and how you guys started doing your podcast?
Go ahead, B. Rich.
Why? First of all, the name.
All right, so the Water Boys came from watching Adam Sandler, so we kind of like pulled it from there. But it was a girl. Her name was Ebony.
Trey, like, right.
I'm sorry.
Ebony.
Okay. Ebony. I want to say Ebony, but Ebony? I want to say Ebony, but I think it's Ebonick.
Okay.
But if I'm wrong, please forgive me. I know
she
her
got
real
a Q
well.
at the end.
She real cool, man. And she used to do a lot of stuff for VH1 and shooting, like she's used to shooting pilots and series and stuff like that. So she's behind the scenes. And so we all sat down with her coming up with some names, and that was one of the names she put down. That was like
the Water Boys.
2018.
Yeah, no, it was like 2019, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
And the whole premise is, loving sports, you know what I'm saying, loving the game, not being good enough to be on the pro level, but hey, who's close to the game? The Water Boys close to the game. They know everything about the game. They see what's going on. They right there with the players. They might not be good enough to play with the pro players, but they know the game.
So that's when the name was thrown out. And then during the pandemic, the Water Boys in the Hood, they came out and they doing their thing in the streets selling waters. So I think that's synonymous with Atlanta.
Agreed.
So it's like when
100%.
we decided to come with our podcast a year and a half ago, it was like, man, we came up with this name then. The Water Boys here, it's Atlanta. I feel like that it just fit. It just fit us. Cause like
you randomly DM me, and then people always DM each other and say, "Oh, check this out." I was like, "All right," but when I went to y'all page, you caught me for at least 15 minutes, and I was doing something, but I stopped what I was doing. I was like, "Oh wow, this is really good conversation." Because you talking about the Falcons, I love the Falcons to death, right?
Okay.
So you talk about the Falcons, but then you start talking about. I saw content about the Braves. I saw content about the Hawks. I kept saying, "Oh, I see the theme. I see the vision. This is great. This is great content, man, for people that love sports that live in Atlanta."
Well, let me say this too. Like, I'm all Atlanta, and Trae, he wants us to talk more nationally. Talk about. So I had to educate myself on the other sports towns and teams. So I don't sound dumb.
It's a lot though.
Yeah.
So
we don't want to just be Atlanta, but
Right.
that's our base. We want to grow into something bigger.
I definitely see you guys on television, bro. Like, I definitely see you guys doing content or doing your show at the Falcons minicamp, at the Hawks. Like, they got to start eventually doing this because you guys are actually part of the culture, and you're talking about the culture, and you talk about the sport.
Yeah.
That's the vision.
It's past the vision now. You executing the vision.
Yeah, that's it to make it happen, to be like completely a part of it. When anything comes through Atlanta, the Water Boys show, just like the BallerAlert show, is a staple of where people need to come and they need to have conversations. You want to know anything about Atlanta sports, Atlanta entertainment, it needs to come through the Water Boys show.
All right, well, now that we got that out the way, let's have a little fun. Who's more important to the Atlanta Falcons legacy as far as the culture in which we're talking about? Michael Vick or Deion Sanders?
Vick.
And give me a reason why.
I mean, Deion.
Vick more than Deion.
I say Deion.
100%.
I say
Okay,
Deion.
give me why.
Look, Deion, it was special, but Deion, he ain't fill up the arena. Vick did.
No, Deion
Vick,
filled up the
no.
arena. No.
Deion did not.
No.
Let me tell you, there was not any
No.
sold out. Hold on, let me finish. Nobody was selling out to come see Deion.
Bruh.
Bro, look it up. The stadium was not being
I'm
sold
finna
out
tell you
until
something.
Michael Vick. Michael Vick
Man,
was selling
please.
out the stadium.
I was. bruh,
Hold on. It's not your time. Just chill out. And it's not our show. You're not gonna
All
interrupt
right,
me
man. I'm sorry.
like you
No,
doing
I want-
our
all right,
show.
all
No, it's fine.
Shut it up, Santa Claus.
Okay, my bad.
Santa
Go ahead.
Claus.
We see
Hey,
what you-
man. Hey, man, I'm in my
Go
fresh
climb down somebody.
Balenciaga,
Look,
man.
while,
He
look,
hating,
look,
man.
while I
You
talk,
see?
climb down somebody's chimney like Diddy and open their presents up. You know what I'm saying?
So Michael Vick.
Now, do that. Look, man,
You the one like
Michael
y'all
Vick.
breathed and baby
Michael
oil,
Can
Vick.
Trae finish, sir?
Michael
All
Vick.
right.
Michael Vick took us to an NFC championship.
Yes,
game.
he did.
Michael Vick, like, we really started being
Boys, we won the Super Bowl
Let me
with
tell you
Vick.
something. We really started being all the way on ESPN, primetime games, all the time with Michael Vick.
He forgot.
Michael, let me tell you something. Michael Vick more to me than Deion. I can't say it's a right or
You think
wrong
we would've
answer
had a
because
statue
it's
of Vick
all
if we
it's
would've
all
won the Super
opinion.
Bowl with Vick?
100%.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So look, let me
So you
talk.
say
about-
Deion.
100%.
Let me talk. So once upon a time in 1988, the Falcons were sorry. Then they drafted my man Deion Sanders,
Okay.
and his first game he scored a touchdown,
That
and
don't
it
mean
lit the city
nothing.
up. Let me talk. He lit the city up.
nothing.
He lit the city up, high stepping all the way down for a touchdown.
He did.
All right, so that was the start.
I was a kid,
that
but
was
I remember.
that was the start of hip hop in Atlanta. So around the same time, everything, Outkast doing their thing, T.I., all that's coming up doing Deion Sanders.
What?
Hey, man, let me
Deion
talk.
was gone by the time Tip even popped off. What are you talking about?
All right,
Deion,
well,
they
Tip-
played
all
for
right,
the
man,
49ers
got
and the
you,
Cowboys.
All right, let me talk.
Get your facts together,
Hey,
sir.
It was the start.
What is he
It was the
talking
start. So
about?
what I'm trying to say is this, Ferrari.
Let me pull up
The
my
Falcons
GPS,
wasn't doing shit.
because he need help finding his
Can
way.
I talk?
He pull up
Sir.
ways.
Hey, man, you're flustering me. Can I talk? All right, thank you. So this is what I'm trying to say, Ferrari. I may be wrong about the T.I., about the time date, but what I'm saying, he would have started at the swag for Atlanta.
The swag for Atlanta.
Yeah, because
almost like how like the Hurricanes in Miami.
In
he brought that.
1992, the Falcons went to the playoffs. They went to go play New Orleans Saints
Mm-hmm.
at the Superdome, and that was one of the most craziest games that we won in the Superdome. And that was when people was really going to the Falcons game. We start selling out. Before then, all our games was blacked out in Atlanta. If they had a home game, we couldn't watch it. Once Deion hit, the stadium started selling out. People started
Deion
saying,
games was still blacked out, by the way.
I mean, in the beginning of his rookie year, but by his sophomore year, it wasn't. I'm trying to tell you, he brought people to the seats.
Okay.
And the games were starting to be televised. You start to see them. You ain't gonna tell me I'm how big a Falcon fan I've been. You was out there drinking OE and goddamn rapping and
And
having
riding
wild-
around with your auntie,
Ah,
had her wild as all
Exactly.
outdoors.
So I was watching the
I had
games.
on that MD 2020,
Exactly.
the green kind. Boy,
Okay.
she was rolling up for
And
me.
so- and you didn't
she
know
still
about that.
hit me up in the DM to this day.
All right, I'm gonna tell Pam.
I went with my wife back
Okay.
then. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so now that's what I'm trying to say, Rory. He wasn't paying attention. I was. They were selling out. So he was important to the Falcons culture. Now, don't get me wrong. Vick, my guy. I love Michael Vick. Michael Vick was one of the most exciting players to ever put on a jersey. You understand what I'm saying? But Deion Sanders came in and set that start for black culture in Atlanta for the Falcons. He was the first person.
He may have started, but look, listen. Sometimes
You said
hold on.
said that he didn't fill the seats.
Not
that's
like
what I-
Vick. He didn't. He
Okay,
I
didn't.
gotta
now
agree
you
with that.
change it up.
I feel like you both are right, but I feel like
Thank you.
Vic did more.
Yes, he did more
Because he
later,
filled up
but
more
I'm
Well,
because
if he did more, he just said he did
No,
more.
you
What are we talking
you
about?
said that
What
he
are we
didn't.
talking
You
about?
said that Deion didn't fill the seats, and I'm
Let
saying
me
you're
also
wrong.
say Vic was a quarterback.
Yeah, he
the
touched the
vocal
ball every
point
time.
of the entire
So let me say this,
team.
Rory. That goes to show you how much Deion Sanders was that dude.
'Cause he wasn't a quarterback.
He didn't touch the ball every time.
Yeah, fact.
he had the ball in his hands every time.
But
But
he
you
had- he
kept
had
your
to-
eye. He changed the cornerback position, bro.
Yeah,
to
of
where they
course.
start making
Special
money.
teams, all that.
Every
Had to
cornerback
kick
should
away
kiss
from
the
him.
ring, bro, because he made them make money right now.
100%.
Straight up.
I agree with that. All right, so let's switch
Now,
out.
what
Let's
you
get out of the Falcons.
Turn off Chat GPT.
I'm just looking
bro.
it up,
I
man,
don't
and
care,
it's
man.
saying that Michael Vick, you know what I'm saying, during the Vick era, that's when we started selling out seasons. But
So
you know,
so did Deion too.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so
All right. Bro.
next question. Is Trae Young the best Hawk of all time?
No.
No.
Absolutely.
Who would that go to?
Dominique
Wilkins.
Wilkins.
Dominique Wilkins.
Hands down.
Dominique Magnifique.
Dominique.
The highlight.
Dominique then could play in the game now. Everybody, we talk about Dominique's dunks, but Dominique had a wet jump shot.
Yeah.
People do not remember Dominique had a good jump shot. He could easily play in today's game. He's athletic enough. He would. I mean, even though Larry Bird teased him about not playing defense, Dominique was not a horrible defender. Dominique could jump. Dominique was a team player, and he was a leader. Dominique, hands down.
Same.
I
agree.
Dominique hands down.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we see a future with Trae on the Hawks, or do you think he's leaving?
No, he's not leaving.
It's up in the air. We got to see. If I'm part of Trae Young's team,
Man, shut up, bro.
I'm telling him to kick rocks.
Still?
Wait, what?
Still?
Listen, if I'm part of Trae
Still,
Young's
bro,
team,
stop.
I'm telling. Listen,
Hey, man, I don't want to hear that, bro.
okay, well, be quiet, Santa. Listen,
I'm not listening
if
to
I'm
that, bro.
if I'm
Please
part
stop.
of Trae Young's team, I'm telling him to tell the Atlanta Hawks, I'm sorry, I got to go see what else is out there. Now, as a fan, I want Trae Young to be here.
Right, 'cause
I'm just speaking. If I was
But
part,
why you?
if I,
But
if
you're
I was
not
a
part
part
of his team.
if
You're
I
a
was a
fan.
part of Trae
But
Young's
you're not
team,
part of his team.
He talking business though.
No, it ain't about no business. He need to stay here. That's facts.
I mean,
It ain't part of no business, man. Trae Young, you need to stay here. If you leave, you got some issues.
what?
No.
What does that mean?
We gonna come get you, boy.
No, bro, don't put me in no that. Boy, Trae
Trey-
Young can knock you out. No,
I can't see Trae Young anywhere else though.
Trae Young can knock you out,
me out,
man.
Where-
Why not?
Where do we see Trae Young going that he will be a perfect fit
To the
for?
Hawks.
Outside of the Hawks.
I ain't even speaking that.
Trae. Where would you see Trae Young go and fit and work?
Orlando.
Wow. Okay.
I don't want him in Orlando, but when I just off
I
top
swear to God, if they go to Orlando, man, the law of attraction is Trae fault. I swear.
but just off the top of my head, if Trae was in Orlando with your boy Ben Caro and with Wagner, now mind you, to get a Trae Young, if you got a trade, you got to give somebody
trade.
up.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, if you were to pop Trae Young into the lineup
Trae Young don't want to go nowhere.
with
He wanna
Wagner
stay in
and Ben
Atlanta.
Caro,
Now I tell you this on some real shit.
boy, that is ridiculous.
If the Hawks don't do nothing this offseason and get someone to help Trae, then I can see something happening. But I swear, bro, they gotta get him some help this year. If they don't get him no help,
I don't want Trae to leave.
Then
I believe
his team probably gonna want to leave.
I believe he's going to end up staying. It's looking more and more, when you look at some of the stuff Trae's saying, some of the stuff he putting out on social media, I think it's leaning more towards that he's going to stay. But they in transition from when they fired the general manager. They did put someone who was already on the staff in the general manager position while they look for a president of basketball. Now, Trae has to be looking at all that. Him, his dad, whole team has to be saying, okay, how's this going to play out? You know, who you going to hire? And then if they hire someone who really, really has the weight and the metal to come in and say, I'm going to make the decisions, what do they feel about Trae Young? What do they feel about the rest of the roster? We got to kind of see how all those things play out. Me, I want Trae to stay. I think we can win with Trae if you put the right pieces, but it's a lot that's up in the air. And if I was Trae's team with all that up in the air, we have to explore and talk about possibly leaving the city of Atlanta. It just is what it is.
You know what I'm thinking about?
A hot dog. Sauce.
If we was
Turkey burger.
No, if we was
Pasta.
Drake, man, BT would be here.
Okay.
Damn, BT, you gonna chop us off like that? Damn, that what's up, bro. All right, we can go on.
All right, so
He probably didn't
I do
come
got a
'cause
good
of you.
question for y'all. Let's do a little college football.
All right.
Okay.
Will Georgia Tech always be the little brother to Georgia?
Man, this shit, man, that
That's
quarterback
Because
they got.
Georgia Tech looked damn
Nah,
good.
let me talk. The dude,
Oh.
the quarterback they
Yeah.
got right now.
They favorite.
For Georgia
nah,
Tech.
Let me
For
talk.
Georgia, he looking fire, bro.
Nah, let me talk.
He put it down against the Bulldogs. I see them being top 25 this year.
Will Georgia Tech ever be a bigger presence in college football?
If they start doing
Then
that,
Georgia?
if they
Then
start,
Georgia.
if they
No.
start doing that
No.
NIL and they start, I don't know if they get the right coach that don't want to leave. Because when they had Bobby,
Georgia Tech.
when they had Bobby Crimmins, they had a stable coach that he was rocking with Tech and he was bringing in the recruits, and they actually won a national championship in 1990 and 91. And so if they can get a coach that's got some credibility, like a Kirby Smart,
They have one.
a Nick Saban.
Brent Key is a really
All
dope
right, so
coach.
so he
Like, don't discredit him, man.
I'm not discrediting him. I'm not. He
You
may
trying
be,
to give him a new coach?
He may be the. No, I'm not. He may be the right guy.
You just
because-
said if they had
all
a
right,
coach.
so his he comes from a lawyer background, so
Oh,
he's
why
gonna
you
hold
doing
everything.
that? Break
I'm
down,
just saying. So
break
y'all
down.
just he holds me down to my words.
If I was Brent Key watching that, that's what I would
Brent
think.
Key, like you're doing a great job. You landed some 4 and 5 stars this year for Georgia Tech that hadn't happened in a long time. I really want to see where it pans out. So what I'm trying to answer your question is,
They beat Miami too.
I think Georgia Tech gonna be top 25 this year. They looking good. I think if they continue the path to go and the coach don't leave, I think they'll pull more
He not
5-star
going
recruits or what have you. I think they'll do
What do you guys
good.
think about Bill Belichick and where is he at? North Carolina?
I think
Bill
Bill
Belichick is
Belichick's
in
a
North
clown.
Carolina.
I think Bill Belichick's a clown, man. He done
Bill
clowned. He done
Belichick,
fucked
man.
up his legacy.
By going down to college?
No, by messing with that young girl.
Oh yeah, she's like he's 74, she's 26.
Yeah.
This man has scooped up one of his great granddaughter friends.
You know what? I ain't gonna lie. Like Ferrari, like
This man that went to his great granddaughter birthday party and
that's
met
weird.
one of her friends.
I don't
man.
like stuff like that. I ain't gonna
Bill,
hold you.
we don't respect it, man. We don't respect you, Bill.
I mean, and it's just like he just messed up his legacy to me, straight up.
All right, so we ain't gonna speak on that no more.
Now, especially since they always, him and his little girlfriend always wearing Falcon shirts
On
on
23, yeah.
March 28th.
Yeah, March
Every
28th,
year.
Yeah, so fuck Bill.
Did you
and
know
his
that?
girl.
I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
they clown us.
So on March
Oh.
28th, every year, they go on Twitter with her rocking some kind of Falcons
Oh, screw them.
gear.
Exactly.
For
That's why I
sure.
said what I said.
Okay. All right, so let's talk about these Braves, man.
Man, Ronald
How you,
Acuña
thi-
back.
how you think we looking this season?
Tough season.
By the time this comes out, this episode come out, we good.
Tough season.
Tough season.
Tough. I mean, at this moment, it's tough. We still we got a couple games above 500, but every time we play the top teams, like some of the top teams that we have to face, Padres, you got the Dodgers, got the Phillies. The Braves do not match up well with them. We have not won a series against any of those teams this season so far.
Will it be a while before we get back into World Series?
No. I think this team will be back soon, or at least competing to get back.
Okay.
It's just so hard to get in a World Series. I can't say the actual tournament itself, but do I think they'll get in the playoffs? I do think this team is gonna be able to compete.
I think that we had our 2 top stars out from the beginning, and they're just not coming back. I think when they get in the groove, I think that energy is spread throughout the organization, out the team. I feel like they fought hard to get back to 500, and then, like you said, they just fell back. And I think we lost 7 games in a row or close to that.
No, they didn't lose 7 in a row. Like they been getting they got a game against the Padres, they got a game against the Phillies.
they're
they
like
just haven't been able to win
two
this.
out. Yeah, they ain't
Yeah.
got in their groove yet. But I think we have a weak bullpen, and I think our starting pitching is trying to figure it out. We let Max Fried go, one of our better starters.
Yeah.
He's with the Yankees now, killing it.
Yeah, he's looking good this year.
And then we lost a leader in Morton. What's his name? Morton, the old
What, talking
guy,
about the pitcher?
Charlie Morton. Yeah, so we lost him as well because he was like a fixture, and he was a veteran, and he was very consistent. And so we lost him, and now we're just trying to figure out. We got a kid named Schuster that he's doing this thing. He just got hurt. He got hurt. He got hit in the ankle. They pulled him out. So we shall see, man. I think the Braves, like he said, I think we'll be in contention. We got a powerful lineup with Olsen, Acuna, Ortiz, what's his name?
Oh, but big Azuna still
Ozuna.
hanging around, boy.
for sure.
Azuna still hanging around.
And the second, Albies. We got a good lineup, and just 2 years ago, they was, you know what I'm saying? We ain't lose that many people. They had the most home runs in history, so we shall see.
But 2 years ago is 2 years ago.
Yeah, it is.
You know what I'm saying?
But they gonna get it together, man. And then
All
we got
right.
Michael, what's his name? Michael Harris.
Yeah.
From
we
Gresham
got
Park.
Yeah. Of course, I know you threw that out there for me. Shout out to Gresham Park. But yeah, man, the Braves. So hopefully they can just hang around enough to be able to get into the playoffs. Hopefully near the end of the year they can find themselves getting hot and make a run. When we won the World Series in 21, I mean, we weren't having a good season at all then. It looked like everything was over with in the summer itself. We went on a run. they end up pulling it off. Do I expect that to happen this year? I don't think you can keep catching lightning in the bottle. But do I think that's the positive outlook that we can have for the Braves? Because looking at the way they play right now, we can't just say without a shadow of a doubt they're just going to get together and start rolling. They haven't shown that they've been consistent enough. And it's more than just Acuna and Strider being out. We leave a lot of people on base. You know what I mean? The bat's starting to come alive a little more, but we just got to see. As they play, maybe they'll get more consistent. Maybe they can go on a run near the end. I just hope they hang around and give themselves an opportunity when the end of the season presents itself.
So, look, I want to take this moment to give you guys your flowers, man. You guys are dope at what you do. Dope, one of the dopest podcasts I've heard, especially in a industry full of the same thing. You guys are a bright spot, man, because it's authentic, it's dope, it's funny, and you guys know your stuff. So I just wanted to have you guys come on the BallerAlert show, and I would love for you guys to come as much as you want. Hell, once a month, or
let's do it.
Especially when football come back.
Let's do it.
Like preseason, let's get that going. You know what I'm saying? You guys do fantasy football? Because I'm heavy in fantasy football.
Yeah, we're gonna start one. We're gonna start. Trae kind of got out of it because he really get into it. And he like
I
be doing draft parties.
Yeah, I felt like I was spending too much time out of my life doing it, so I gave it.
So like he kind of like he was very addicted to Madden at one time in his life, and he spent like 20 hours a day trying to beat me. Could never do it.
Oh my God!
And then it's like he literally practiced like a whole 2 weeks to try to play me again, and I just kept whooping his ass. So he got. I mean, now it's pathetic. He cannot play now, so I just whoop his ass again.
I wonder do people get in the mirror and practice their lies? Like I wonder if people look at themselves and work on their facial expressions, like to convince themselves that it's the truth.
So I ain't never beat you.
This man just gave you a bold-faced ass lie.
I ain't never beat you.
Everybody loses a game. Boy, you been trash.
What part of town you from?
Oh man, I grew up out Gresham Road, man. I'm from the east side, man.
Okay, from the east side.
Grew up out Gresham Road, man. East Atlanta, man.
So I'll make a confession.
Started going to Sharon Showcase at 12 and 13 years old, man.
I'm both.
Good life.
I'm both. I grew up.
He grew up in Colorado. Let's go ahead and tell the truth. Shout out to Colorado.
He practiced it. Look, he practiced. He looking in the mirror practicing with straight face.
So you didn't.
Hold on,
you didn't spend crucial years in Colorado.
How many? What'd you say?
Crucial years in
Colorado.
Colorado.
No, crucial years in Colorado.
You was there doing middle school, right?
Go ahead, be rich.
So I was born at Piedmont. My mom at the time lived in Decatur, off Candler Road, off Hooper Street. I went to Storybook, and I went to Tilson. Then I moved to Southwest Atlanta to the SWATs. Ended up going to Vick. Then I moved to Denver for 3 years, and came back to the A and went to North Atlanta.
Now, your complexion is...
I'm sexy white.
Similar to Belly Gang Kush. Okay. One time for Belly Gang Kush. What is your nationality, Be Rich?
Man, I'm black, man.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm a brother. Just light-skinned brother.
And I already knew that. I just wanted to ask for the camera.
Yeah. Oh, and what's dude's name?
Belly Gang Kush.
Hey, that dude, he the next dude out of Atlanta, man. I want to be part of his team, man. Shout to you, Belly Gang. I'm Be Rich. I know what the hell I'm doing. Fuck with your boy.
Yeah. All right. Well, shoot. Any shout outs? Give me some shout outs.
Look, let me tell you though about his skin complexion, bro. We on tour, right? We on tour, man. We coming through New York.
This true.
We coming through New York,
story.
Man. We get to the toll.
Everybody sleep.
We get to the toll.
Everybody sleep.
Everybody knocked out. Ain't nobody but me and B Rich up. We get to the toll booth.
But you gotta say this. You gotta set it up. So
I did just set it up.
All right, well, go ahead. You better than me.
What did you want me to add to the story?
We had something like across like the Mississippi, I'd be called this name, and then if it's this side, I'd be called this name. So I don't want to give it away because he about to set it up, but it was specific times. I'm like, man, fuck y'all. Now go ahead and finish your story.
You just ruined
I mean,
the whole story.
okay, cool, go.
Just took the momentum away.
All right, well, build it back up.
I don't even want to finish it. But yeah, man. So you can everybody, man. Y'all can find us at the Waterboy Show. TheWaterBoyz. That's boys with a Z show, man.
Yeah.
You know, check
man,
us out.
tell the story.
Man, you took all the air
man,
out of
tell the
it,
story, man. People want to know the story.
Air out
Okay,
the
well,
story,
fill it
man.
back up,
You
man. Tell the story, man.
You took out, man. Nah, but what Bob used to say, which I wasn't even gonna add that part of the story, but Bob used to say, in one part of the country he was Mexican B, and because they say he looked Hispanic, and then another part of the country he was something else. So
Cuban B.
So we used to tease him about that. You don't look black.
So your parents are black.
My mom black and my dad white.
Okay, so your dad's white. Wow, it's usually always the mom's white. So your mom's black
Yeah.
and your dad's white.
Shouts out to my mom.
Shout out to mom.
Shout out to Miss.
Shout out to your parents, man.
Yeah, she's super
Shout out to
cool,
my
man.
mom.
Okay, say
Yeah,
less.
yeah, she's
Say
super
less.
cool. But yeah, man, we pull up to this toll thing, man. It opens up. He let down the window. Opens up. It's a Hispanic lady. She see him, and she just immediately started talking
Speak Spanish.
Hey, if you could have seen the look on his face, he's sitting in the passenger side. I'm driving the van. He looks. He's like, "Don't none of y'all see it?"
Cause we had been joking with him like all day, and so for that, like she immediately, and then when she realized he didn't know what, then he looked at me like, I can't believe this happened. I'm like, bro, it
They
is
has
what
been
it is.
talking about
man.
that shit the whole
Hey, so look,
day.
before we go, we
Man.
got a mental health check-in. One time for the Faith Project. Keisha, what up?
What up, Keisha?
How do you guys keep your mental health strong, and what do you do to strengthen it?
I mean, mental health is a tough thing. I've been through the years having issues with my mental health, but I just think that if you don't have expectations, you can really help your mental health. Because once you put expectations on something and then you're let down, then that affects your mental health. But if you do things and don't have no expectations, then what comes with that, I think you can be very mentally healthy on that.
Trae?
Man, for me, it might sound cliche, but man, God. Like,
Of course.
to be honest,
For
man, I had to stay rooted in God. And I say shout out to my wife as well. But then I went through some years where I think I did and I didn't even realize it. You go through stuff. I had a transition where I left music, and I had done that. Like, it was who I was for like a couple decades. You know what I'm saying? Even when I was a teenager, walking around with a pencil in my ear and a pad, like everybody knew me. Friday night, we hang out, Trae rapping, we going to the studio. It's just who I was from a teenager all the way up into when I turned 40. And then all of a sudden, now I'm not going on the road. I'm doing different businesses, trying to start my own trucking this. I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to do that. And the whole time, I thought I was fine, but man, like I really had lost a bit of who I was. I didn't realize it, because at the house, everything was all good with me, my wife, my kids. But slowly, man, I was losing a part of myself and didn't realize it. I didn't really come to that realization until me and my wife started getting me to dig deeper into my faith and start having those conversations with God, start having a conversation with myself, with what God put me here to be, what I need to go out and accomplish, why I'm here. Getting that back, getting that piece of me helped my mind. It helped me get back to who I am and what I need to do. And fast forward to us starting the podcast, the day we filmed our first episode, when we talk about mental health and a release of the mind, that's the best I had. Like, that's when I really knew I was going through some stuff. Because when I left and I got in my car, I felt the best.
And that was the mental health check-in brought to you by the Faith Project. I go by the name Ferrari. Simmons?
I go by the name, BT.
Keisha's in the building now. What is the Faith Project?
The Faith Project is an organization that assists individuals coming out of the penal system, whether it's jail or prison. So it's pretty much like an ex-offender or someone with a drug charge that is trying to provide self-sufficiency for themselves and a better way of living. So we provide mental health services, whether it is drug addiction, just allowing them to have a more healthier lifestyle.
What qualifies someone to get eligible to be a part of the Faith Project?
The funny thing is, a lot of people are sitting in jail right now not knowing that they are eligible to be released. For instance, if someone is a first-time offender or if they have a drug charge, the judge or the attorneys would suggest that they get into a program like mine to be able to provide them with structured living. So someone that will qualify is if they're a first-time offender, they'll just contact us and we would do an acceptance letter. They would serve their sentence with the Faith Project instead of being incarcerated. Someone that is a drug user or is struggling with addictions or alcoholism, they will also contact us and we'll send them through programming so that way they can develop a healthier lifestyle.
Now, how can they contact you?
Instagram is faithproject_Inc. and the website is faithprojectatl.org. And there's a contact form there.
Now let's get back into this episode.
Fuck with who fuck with you. Because if you had a circle around with fuck with, they going to give you the love that you need and the foundation that you need and the confidence that you need to make it work. When you start trying to be around with you, the next thing that you think is hot, that's going to help you get some money, that's going to do that, that shit going to tear you down. and that's gonna make you depressed.
Bam. BallerAlert. Peace. Go end it on right there.